Whose birthday? Jack, happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
49 years old. He was 102.
102? You've seen it all, though, huh?
Pretty much.
Yeah. You got any interesting stats for me today? Not yet.
Yeah, first time at Michigan State said back-to-back four-star quarterbacks.
There you go. Fun fact, birthday fact. That was a bonus. All right, well, everybody ready? Yep, thank you. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you always covering our team. Really excited to unveil this 23 recruiting class this afternoon. I want to thank all of our coaches, support staff, recruiting staff, for tirelessly working on this class. It's been a lot that's gone into this class. Saeed Cleef, our general manager, has done a great job. He and his recruiting staff just relentlessly working on this class. Also want to thank the academic staff and the faculty that helped us with the recruiting visits. But it was a total team effort. Everyone in our organization did a fantastic job helping to secure these Spartan Dogs. This class is a national class. It's a nationwide class featuring players from 9 different states. A total of 12 states with the transfers. We also, it's important always to recruit the state. We have 3 of the top 10 players in the state in this class. It's a top 25 class, obviously. Tied the program record with 9 4-star players, the #1 player in the state of Oregon, #1 player in the state of Oklahoma. Overall today, 14 high school players, 7 offense, 7 defense, and 9 transfers, and there's probably more expected. The class has the size and speed that we're looking for. We have 9 players, 6'4" and taller in this class, and 7 mid-year high school guys at this time. So I'll go position by position, and then we'll open up for questions. Let's start on special teams. The kicker, Jonathan Kim, transfer from North Carolina, one of the strongest legs in college football. He's a kickoff machine. He led the BCS in touchbacks, the FBS in touchbacks in 2020. Also will be critical in our field goals and extra points, make an impact for us immediately on and off the field, along with Eckley, Hank Pepper, and Rusty. We expect to be much improved in that area. Quarterback, Sam Levitt, Westland, Oregon, 6'2", 200. #1 player in the state of Oregon. He's named the state's player of the year, won the state championship as a senior. This guy's a football junkie, gym rat, comes from a football family. His dad played at BYU. His brother plays for the Green Bay Packers right now. He's got a big arm, very confident, live arm, can make all the throws. It was great to have him here on a visit early this month, and along with Peyton and Noah Kim and Caden Hauser. We feel good about the quarterback room. Running back, Jalen Barberin, Simi Valley, Chalmette High School, 5'9", 180. He's one of the fastest players in the country. He runs a 10-300 meters as a junior. He'll be faster this year. Outstanding track athlete, but he's a football player that runs track, which is important. Big personality, gives our running back room a different dimension. He's a home run hitter. He'll probably be the fastest player on the field in pretty much every game we play this season. Rushed for 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns this year. Nathan Carter, a transfer from UConn, Rochester, New York, 5'10", 200 pounds, leading rusher for UConn his freshman year, 2021. This kid loves football. He's a 4'4", 240. Mid-year enrollee, and he plays with the type of toughness and relentless determination that we're looking for, along with Berger, Jordan Simmons, and Davion Prim. We feel like we've improved our running back room. Wide receiver A.Z. Johnson, Richmond, Virginia. Thomas Jefferson High School, 6 feet, 175. He is a speed guy, he's a 4'4", 40 guy. Plays with a chip on his shoulder. He's the absolute alpha. Saw him play basketball the other day. Outstanding athlete. Tremendous on both sides of the ball. Named first team All-State on both offense and defense, that's unusual. He's a playmaker. Scored touchdowns in 5 different ways, including rushing, receiving, interception return, kick return, punt returner. It's great personality. He's got a bright future. Really excited about him. Jalen Smith, wide receiver from Klein Kane in Houston area. He's 6 feet, already 195 pounds. He's a do-it-all football player, very versatile. One of the most underrated players in the country, we believe. 10-900 meter, great athlete, bright future, great family. Mom and stepdad are retired NYPD, along with Keon, Trey, Montori, Fitz, Gates, Glover, and Tyrell Henry. We feel like we have a strong receiving core. Tight end position, Brendan Parachek from Dexter, 6'5", 235, 4-star recruit, versatile tight end, really good in open field, good yards after contact, extremely talented. Was named to the dream team in 3 different positions, tight end, defensive line, and punter. A great baseball player as well. Comes from a very athletic family. He's a mid-year enrollee. He's one of those guys that he flips the script when he gets on the field. He's just an elite competitor. Mola Filet from Brockton, Mass, transferred from Norfolk. He's right now he's about 6'7", 240. Very good athlete, fluid, great ball skills. Can make plays all over the field. He's a mismatch type of guy. Plays with a lot of confidence. He's got big potential. He has an 11-inch hand. He's a mid-year enrollee. Really excited about him. Tennille Hopper from Roswell, Georgia, Roswell High School, Boise, transfer, 6'3", 240. Obviously, in our offense, we always have a tight end on the field. We need guys that can block at the point of attack. In our run game, he's one of those guys that can do that. He's really, really stout. He's also a receiving threat. He's a versatile player. He's going to do a great job for us on special teams. Brings the type of toughness that we need in the trenches at the point of attack. He's also mid-year, along with Malik, Carr, Jack Nickel, and Masunas and Hamp Bay. We feel like we've improved that tight end room quite a bit. Going with the O-line, Keyshawn Blackstock, Covington, Georgia. Known him for a few years. Newton High School, coming out of Coffeyville Community College, 6'5", 315. Top JUCO offensive lineman in the country. Nasty run blocker. Plays with a chip on his shoulder. He's a football gym rat. Great guy off the field. Flips the switch when he gets on the field. He's looking to make an early impact. He's a mid-year enrollee. Stan Ramil, Thompson High School in Alabama, at least 6'7", 310, 4-star recruit, one of the best offensive linemen in the country, 2-time state champ, comes from a big family, looks to make an early impact, mid-year enrollee, really good size, athleticism. Cole Dillinger from Dexter, 6'4", 290. Cole is also one of those guys, when he steps on the field, it's a different story for him. 4-star recruit, comes from a very athletic family, aggressive guy, dream team selection, state of Michigan, mid-year guy. We got quite a few linemen coming back, including Saymack and J.D. DePlane and Big Spence. So we feel good about our O-line room right now. See, on the defensive side of the ball, starting with the defensive end, the edge guys, Andrew DePape from Iowa, four-star recruit, Pleasant Valley High School, 6'5", 235. He's probably actually 250 right now. At the home visit, he was 250. Really good, really stout in the run game, but he's a high-level, elite-level pass rusher, one of the most gifted pass rushers in the country. Has the size-speed combination that you're looking for. Possible early impact guy, mid-year enrollee. Jalen Thompson from Detroit Cass Tech, 6'3", 245. Really good size and speed, four-star, dream team selection. Powerful pass rusher. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. He's really active in his community. He's a 4.47 short shuttle guy, which shows his quickness and change direction and explosiveness. And looks to make an early impact on the edge for us, run and pass. Joe from Norman, Oklahoma, Community Christian School. Bob was 6'4", 230 last time we saw him. He's a four-star recruit, #1 rated prospect in this recruiting class. The high school ranks #1 player in the state of Oklahoma. His potential is through the roof. He's got the quickest first step, I believe, in the country, getting off the ball, combination size and speed. He's from Senegal, very special guy, got a special story. Looking forward to you getting to know Bai. Tamiche Adelaide, I'm sorry. We were going back and forth in the office, Saeed and myself. I said, you're gonna have me stand up there, man, like this? I mean, let's get this right. Texas A&M transfer, 5-star recruit from Tompkins High School, physical player, outstanding pass rusher. He's one of those guys that comes in ready to play. One of the highest rated players in the portal, probably the highest rated defensive lineman in the portal. So at the defensive end position, we really helped ourselves. Inside in the interior, the defensive tackle spot, obviously we needed to get bigger and add some size and some length and some girth. D-tackle Jared Jackson from Palm Beach Gardens High School, Florida State transfer, 6'6", 300. Big body, athletic, sideline to sideline guy, plays with a great motor. He's a veteran player that's gonna add a lot to our group, ready for him to come in and compete. D-tackle Drake Butler, known Drake for a long time, Covington, Georgia, Newton High School, transferred from Liberty, played last night, 6'5", 300. Was an excellent basketball player in high school, has grown into a very athletic defensive tackle. Experienced player, also had time at Auburn and SEC. Really big interior body, this very athletic. You'll see some film of him on Twitter doing some backflips if you can look back fast or far enough. He's ready to compete right away. He's a mid-year enrollee. So along with Bogle, Tank Brown, Avery, who played a lot this year, Petro, with some young guys shot, and Tally and Zion Young, the freshman, started for us this year. Outside, and Barrow, Hanson, Harmon, and Van Sumerman inside, we feel like we've bolstered our front quite a bit. Linebacker Jordan Hall, Fredericksburg, Virginia, IMG Academy, 6'3", 235, 4-star recruit, one of the best linebackers in the country. He's a true leader on the field. He's a get you lined up guy, directs traffic, takes charge. He's a field general, he's like a coach on the field. He's a do-it-all linebacker, run and pass. Great kid, comes from a great family. He's a mid-year enrollee. We have quite a few guys coming back at that position. So we're just really looking to add one guy, and he was that guy for us. So we feel good about the linebacker position moving forward. In the defensive backfield, we're focused mostly on corners. Chance Rucker from Denton, Texas, Ryan High School. All these guys are 6 foot at least guys. He's 6'1", 180. Really good size and length, athleticism, good ball skills. He's a physical corner. He's good in press cover. He's got really good balance and body control and patience at the line. He's got a bright future. He's got a great personality. Looking forward to you getting to meet him. He's a mid-year enrollee. Eddie Pleasant from Tampa, Florida, Carrollville Day High School. 6 feet 175 is a physical corner. Plays downhill. He looks for contact. Plays with a chip on his shoulder. Comes from a great program and a great family. He's got catch-up speed. Hyper competitive young man. Lucky to hold on to him. Sean Brown from Simi Valley, California, Simi Valley High School, 6'3", 190. He's got rare size for a corner. He's a 10, 700 meter guy. His size and speed and his length, his ball skills, he could probably be a Power 5 receiver as well. Comes from an athletic family, got a bright future. He's got great versatility. I can't say enough about him. I'm really excited to get a chance to work with him hands-on. Samar Melvin, St. Thomas Aquinas High School down in Fort Lauderdale, Wisconsin transfer, 6 feet, 170 pounds. He was 4-star coming out, transfer from Wisconsin. He's a long corner, plays with really good energy and passion. He's a 10-6, 100-meter guy coming out, and he's ready to compete right away. Along with the guys that we have, I feel like those guys can come in and make some immediate impacts for us, and we'll have to see. And then we've got some in-state guys that are coming home that we're not really able to call them out by name today. But at the running back position, we've got a 6'2", 230-pound guy coming in that we know can help us in every phase of the game, especially in short yardage. We also have a 6'5", 240-pound tight end that we're adding to that room. We have a 6'1", 215-pound linebacker that we're adding to the linebacker room, and we have a 6 foot, 200-pound safety. That's a big hitter that we're looking to add to the room as well. So once our class is a pretty complete class, well-rounded. Looked at the needs that we had at every position, including special teams, and we were aggressively intent on signing the players that we need to help us win. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
Left up front. I was wondering, is there one strength you think you see in this class overall, whether, both sides of the ball combined or anything like that?
Yeah, we were looking for guys that were tough, disciplined, and unselfish. And every single one of these guys have those core values. This class, from top to bottom, is very, very strong. We have a really good mix of experienced guys and high school guys that all have the potential to be NFL guys.
Mel, you called it kind of a complete class. With that, I'll ask you, is the class sort of complete in your mind in terms of where you are in terms of numbers and what you want to add? And also with transfers, in terms of the numbers of years they have left when you bring in a guy, how does that change the equation in the number of freshmen versus transfers you want to bring in the class?
Yeah, it does matter. We take that into account. Some of the guys that we're bringing in have one season, but most of them have more than that. And so we factor that into the guys that we already have, and just kind of game it out to next year, the year after, who's going to be leaving. You always want to make sure that you have a really good mix of experience and young guys that you can develop. So we factor that in. And then what was the first part of your question?
How much are there more that you think you'll add in this class beyond the guys you just mentioned by name, or do you think this is pretty much a finished product?
Yeah, we may add a couple more guys. We'll see what happens in February, and we'll see what happens after spring ball.
I'm wondering about the juggling act that you have when you have, I think, 8 guys who decommitted. Once that happens, how do you guys reset at that point to go after guys? And what's the determination factor of going after other high school prospects versus going after transfers in that moment?
Yeah, we're just trying to improve our team, and so when players commit, we don't stop recruiting them or other players at their position, because guys do flip and you get a lot of commitments early, like in the summer around June, July, and then, but it's a process, and so, there's guys flipping today, and so that's always going to be the case, so we're not taken by surprise when guys flip or decommit. We always continue to recruit at that position so we don't get caught flat-footed. So in terms of, deciding whether to take a guy from the portal or from the high school ranks, it depends on who's available, who fits the profile that we're looking for at that position, what our needs are, like immediate needs and intermediate and long-term needs. And then we go after those players. So it's, roster management is a little bit more, complicated now than it used to be. But we pay close attention to it, and again, Saeed and his staff do a really good job of making sure that we're targeting the guys that we know we're going to need for the next season and beyond that.
Mel, how challenging was it to go from a position of strength coming off the 11-2 season in the summer, and then, given the struggles that you had at times during the season this year, and trying to kind of maintain that momentum throughout the fall?
Yeah, well, it was, it's very interesting because when we talk to the recruits and their parents and their coaches, we've been recruiting some of these guys for over a year, and so they know us and they know our program, and so they can see the chain of events, and they understand why we ended up where we were from a record standpoint. So they see us as a program on the rise, and they also see opportunity to come in and have an impact right away.
Well, excuse me, you referenced a few current guys to play in SAMAC. I think you said Bogle. Those guys are coming back for sure next year. And do you know of any other guys? I know Elijah was still deciding. Have you heard from any of these other guys who were up in the air?
Yeah, some of these guys are still deciding, and we've got a couple of guys that I think after they see what we did today are going to really want to come back and be a part of it. So we'll have to see.
Those three guys are for sure coming back.
As far as I know, yeah.
Mel, what was the number one question that you got over and over in living rooms, and what was the objection you had to handle more this year?
Number one question, that's a good question. I can't say that there was one question, overall that was predominant. The parents they're really concerned, just in the entire recruiting process about can I trust you with my son? That's what they all want to know. That's what all of this, the NIL going on and the transfer portal and just the way college football is going right now is really changing. They're just really looking at, the people in the organization, who's going to be around my son, coaching staff, support staff, trainers, strength and conditioning, dietitians, academic support, developing the players, beyond the football field, preparing guys for life after football. That's what people really want to know right now, because it's become so kind of transitional and transactional, so to speak, with the players coming and going. But at the same time, there's, hey, this is my son. Who's going to be around him? How are we going to make sure that he gets through? He's treated fairly, all those things. So that's why we're able to get so many good players, because they see that we're authentic in how we work with our players.
When that trust question came up, how did you answer? What was your pitch for Michigan State?
I had to say, look at me, you can't trust me. Michigan State has a lot to offer, and we come on business and we try to talk to the players, talk to the guys on the team, because players don't lie to players. They'll tell the truth. They'll say, hey man, don't come here. If that's how they feel. they'll say, hey, you know, it is what it is. And a lot of times when I meet with families at the end of a visit, you know, in my office, they kind of have this look of like, okay, this is too good to be true, right? This is it couldn't be this way every day. And I said, well, what did the players say? And I said, hey, the players said this is what it is. They're the same guys every day, and they look out for us, and you know, it's black and white, you know, it's no nonsense, and we get after it, and you know, they work with us and all that. So it really matches up with what we tell them and what they see and what they hear from the players. You know, it all matches up. And then some of the negative recruiting that we get out there actually helps push players to us. You know, it turns out that parents, they know us, and you know, we're recruiting and selling our program, what we have, and then it kind of gets down to the nitty-gritty and starts to wind down and starts to get pretty intense, and you know, then the negative recruiting comes out and it turns people off. They say, I know these guys. They, you know, why are you saying these things? You know, it's not true. So it really helps us. So it's all about relationships, really.
You mentioned the summer, and you were curious about how NIL would impact this entire cycle, as some of the promises that were maybe made to kids in different places did or didn't come to fruition. Your sort of look at that as now you've had a signing day with this NIL period.
Yeah, so like this, I see this 23 class as being the first full kind of like national class across the board, NIL. There's so many schools involved, you know, in participating in some way, shape, or form. But we have seen, you know, some guys that have been affected by NIL. And promises kept or promises not kept. The first day the portal opened, it was like 4,000 kids in the portal, and so we do see the effect of you know, of people being very leery of being promised things, you know, and you know, because with the portal being what it is now, you know, if things aren't what they think they are, you know, they're going to be, or they're not what they promised, you know, when you get to a place, I mean, people are getting the portal and they're getting out of there. So I think you see quite a bit of that. You know, so we'll see how it is a year from now. There's more schools involved now, I think, and there's going to be a lot more. It's going to be more black and white. There's going to be a lot less questions about things. It's going to be more clear in terms of, and I think things will start to settle, and everyone will pretty much know, kind of where everyone stands on NIL, and I think it'll make it easier for the prospects and their families to try to figure out what they want to do. Yeah.
Mel, obviously you guys have been really busy recruiting. I was wondering, you know, have you been able to take any time to reflect on kind of the season overall, of, you know, going from 11-2 to not making a bowl game, and kind of the reasons, the chief reasons for that?
No, I haven't had that much time. I've been on the road for a couple of weeks, and I wanted to change into a sports coat, and I didn't have time. I was working all the way up until I came over here trying to secure guys. But yeah, so I think I'm going to take some time off and go up on the mountain somewhere in seclusion and try to do a little reflection. But at this point, I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So.
No, because of the transactional nature and fluidity in college football, how do you prevent the yo-yo effect that you've had, you know, in the first 3 seasons here, and then and how do you create that, I guess, sustained trajectory that you're kind of talking about with the program being on the rise?
And for us, it's making sure that we have really good depth at each position, quality depth, so that we have not just our first unit, but our second unit can also go in the game and get the job done and play winning football. You know, so that's staying healthy and recruiting. It's going to be that's going to be the biggest thing for us. So that's going to be the focus for us moving forward. Yeah, I mean, this recruiting class is very strong, as you can see, and we're adding these guys to the guys that we already have. Some of these guys are going to make an immediate impact in one way, shape, or form, and just continue to build a roster so that we can close the gap with some of the other teams in the country, and close the gap between the starters and the next guys, which was a big issue for us this past season.
BT came in, first cycle with him on staff, came in with a reputation. How do you see him parlay that reputation into some recruiting success when you look at Bio? You just mentioned, I think, your top guy, the Pape's right up there as well. What did you notice from him as a recruiter in his first time back in this arena in a while?
Yeah, the BT effect. Yeah, BT, he's an effective recruiter. It's just by reputation, and what he's done and continues to do for players to help them develop. He's a great person. I mean, he really cares about the guys. He's one of those guys that you can trust, and what you see is what you get. And players, they gravitate towards him. I mean, people know who he is, and they're interested. They want to find out more. They want to come to East Lansing and find out. So he's an outstanding coach. And he's an excellent recruiter as well. Very genuine. What you see is what you get.
The calendar, does it work right now with the portal? And this, I was just wondering, was the early signing period as well-intentioned as it was with the way the portal is and the movement and the one-time transfer? Does that need to, is it better in early February, only having one signing day?
Well, we had that period of time, at the end of the regular season where we weren't allowed to go on the road. I think that part of the calendar helped a little bit as well, because we were able to, talk about the roster and have some conversations with guys in terms of if they're going to stay or go. And everyone in the country was doing that, so I think that helped clear up some things. Because normally after that last regular season game, like Sunday, you're out on the road, and you don't even get a chance to really talk face to face with guys for a couple of weeks. So that's I think that helped. But I mean, I like the early signing period. I mean, just imagine what we're doing and just keep doing this all the way to the first Wednesday in February.
That's what you used to do, right?
That's what we used to do. Can you imagine that? I mean, so now we pretty much know what we have right now. So there might be a few guys we can focus on, and then you got the 24 and 25 class. But just imagine it's going all the way through like this till February. I mean, I'd rather have it like it is right now. It just speeds everything up, though. It just speeds everything up. I mean, we're having official visits like in the summer, like we're in June. People are making decisions in June, or earlier, depending on the position. So you got to get on them. You got to get on them early, earlier, and things happen faster. And then you got to hang on, best you can with the guys that you really want. So it's a rat race. So I don't know. I don't think there's anything. I mean, it works for us, and I think we're going to continue to learn how to recruit to Michigan State. With the calendar and the portal and in-state recruiting, out-of-state recruiting. It's we have a process, and we continue to improve it and kind of change with the times, make sure that we can do what we have to do based upon the way the rules are. It's changing every single day. It's a lot different. It was a lot different this contact period than it was a year ago. A lot different conversations out there. It's very interesting.
What was different? What were the different conversations that were so different than a year ago?
It's just, there's so much movement in the portal, and then NIL comes up quite a bit. So.
Now, you talked about the 4,000 plus going in the portal right away.
That was just on that first day.
First day. There's no portal for coaches, but a lot of them are on the move to head coaches and assistants. Will you have the same staff back next year? And do you see teams trying to rate other coaching staffs too and pick off the guys they think are the best? You have to deal with that.
Yeah, I haven't planned to make any changes. So, but you know, there's always opportunities for guys. I'm never going to try to hold anyone back if they have an opportunity and where they think they can better themselves. But I don't plan on making any changes this time.
Kind of along what you were just talking about, the difference in conversations that are going on. From a coaching standpoint, when you guys have, I mean, really, it's been about 5 years of constant change and flux in how you operate, where the rules are, everything else. How do you guys deal with that when it's constantly different year to year right now?
I think the biggest thing is to not really spend too much time complaining about it or talking about how it should be or the way it used to be, and just kind of get with the program and figure it out quickly, like as fast as you can, and get going. Because I mean, we, you know, as coaches, we have discussions like we have meetings, and we'll have, you know, Big Ten meetings. We'll meet at the convention, and we'll have head coaches in there. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, I'm not sure if I can do much about it, like how the calendar is set up and the transfer portal rules are. I mean, I'm just waiting to see, okay, you know, what are the rules? What is it now? And then, okay, now what do we need to do? And let's get at it. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. Just, you know, it's gonna change. It's gonna change all the time. You can't fight it. You know, you have to get with it, embrace it. You know, it's just, you know, it happened. I mean, it happened. It was like that in the NFL. You know, we had that new CBA came out, we had to make some adjustments on, you know, how many padded practices you could have and what you can do in OTAs, and you know, guys couldn't come back into the building till, you know, April 15th or something like that. I mean, it was just, we had to change the way we did things, you know, and adapt and adjust. And I think that's critically important, especially right now, because college football is changing rapidly, like right now as we speak. And it's a topic of discussion, you know, with all of the coaches, you know, all throughout the season. You know, you talk to guys, you know, pregame, you know, before, you know, midfield before the game, and everybody's talking about, you know, recruiting and the portal and NIL and how things are different than they used to be. And I just think being clear, having a process, having a plan, and then being ready to adjust a plan based upon a set of circumstances, and communicating that to everyone. Hey, this is what we need to do. This is the direction we're going. This is how we're going to handle these situations. I think that's the most important.
You mentioned that things are changing. Are things also changing in terms of the pursuit of walk-ons and the importance of walk-ons and conversations with Brandon Montgomery and getting opportunities for them and plans for them in place earlier than usual?
Yeah, walk-ons are important. And I think you're going to see, as we move forward, you know, they're going to become even more important. You know, so yeah, I mean, I think that's a great observation.
Also, you mentioned there's a lot of changes, a lot of different discussions, new discussions. Are official visits as important as they used to be? And do the discussions change during those official visits?
Officials are important. They really, especially for us. I mean, people need to come here and they need to come see it. They need to feel it. Like when people come here and you'll hear them say, "Hey, it just felt right." It was just kind of like I really felt comfortable with the staff and the players and the people. You know, that's our edge. That's our advantage. One of our advantages is that people get a chance to come here for a couple of days and just spend time with us. You know, real like you know, one-on-one time. Just you know, talking football, talking academics, you know, talking life beyond football. You know, spending time with the coaches, personally coming over to my house, like just kind of hanging out, meeting the players is big. That's big when the guys get a chance to meet the players or on the team, and you know, kind of get them away from us and find out, you know, kind of what's going on. You know, and so official visits are huge for us.
were you able to sell the new facility? Did that come up in conversation? Do players still care about facilities?
Yeah, they care about facilities, yeah, big time, because it shows a commitment to excellence. And they're comparing us to what they see at these other places. So, so we have a big crane out there, and there's all this construction going on. So we can't really take them through the facility, but we can show them what it's going to look like. And when they see it, they say, "Wow, this is it's impressive. This is great. Like, so when is it going to be here?" And when we say like August, then that's when the light bulb kind of turns on, because I think we've all been around programs. I've been a part of programs where you're recruiting off of renderings for like 8 years. You know, you got these little easels and these boards talking about we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Recruits, they see that, everywhere, and they want to know, okay, this is great. Like when's it going to be ready? We say, hey, start fall camp, like this season. Like, here we go. So it does help. Helps quite a bit. It's going to be interesting to see how it is like in this next cycle when guys can actually go in there and see it, because we're just kind of going off of 3D, through those like got a little Xbox joystick on a computer and kind of showing them on the screen like, hey, take them through, and it's not quite the same as walking through it, and touching it, but it's close.
You mentioned that NIL comes up a lot. I'm wondering what those questions are and how, knowing what's out there in the landscape, what you're able to say in your response to NIL opportunities here.
I'm not allowed to say a lot, and I'm not sure if we have enough time here to talk about all of that. I think the players and the student athletes and the parents and the coaches and whoever else is involved, they just want to know, do you support your NIL, and do you believe in helping players build their brand and things like that? And yeah, absolutely we do, and we just we can show them what we do, with the players that we have and things like that. So.
With regards to evaluations over the last few years, where do you think you've succeeded most? Where do you think you've maybe failed at times?
Yeah, so that's a really good question, because like sometimes you don't know on a guy until 2-3 years into it, especially the bigger guys like the linemen and things like that. So like I say, how do you grade a draft? You can grade a draft that day after the draft, draft grades, but you don't know until a couple, 3-4 years down the road, and look back on that class. And so I think it's kind of early for us to grade it that way. But I will say this: it's important. It's important for us with all of the portal, the NIL, everything that's going on in college football. It's important for us to sign players who want to be Spartan dogs, like who are coming here because they want to be here, and not for any other reason. That's important. We have to make sure that the guys are tough, they're disciplined, and they're selfless. And if they're not, then they can't be here, And so we have to make sure that we're very thorough in our evaluation, not just of what you can see on the football field, like on tape, but the intangibles as well. And I think that coming out of COVID, when we signed, we had to sign an entire class of guys. It was like 30-something guys, because we were ready to count some guys back, off of Zoom and FaceTime. These last couple of classes, we've been able to know more about the guys that we're bringing in, which is really going to help us, really helping us with the long-term stability of the program and being consistent, things like that. So, all right, thank you so much. Good to see you again. Happy holidays. Happy birthday again, Jack. I gotta go find him out. Find him out with no cell service.
Yeah, you're gonna have to leave.
Right, yeah.
You have a place picked out, a place where you go.
I may go to an undisclosed location.